Okay. It's a new year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm trying to get my head screwed back on after
that was quite a break.
It was awesome.
It was very, very good. It took a little adjusting.
Yeah, just to like get into the flow of
like, I'm not going to the mill tomorrow. And I'm not going to the mill the next day.
Yeah, we took a whole week off. So the last day we were in here, and it is all kind of like frozen in time, was the Friday before Christmas. And like now we just look around and there's things to be done, but we haven't gotten to them yet.
Well, and the weather was threatening, and they were saying get off the road. So it wasn't just, we'll work to the end of the day Friday. It was like, no, we got to get out early because of the weather. So it was literally just turned everything off and left. It's like a museum, a mill museum.
Yeah, we were really spared from that storm that came through, though, because we had, if you listen to our previous Millcast, we discussed how we were both out of power for many, many days.
Right.
And they were ramping up for this storm to be like just as bad. And then it was fine.
Yeah, and actually, it seems so long ago.
I know, what storms?
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's like a mild winter out there.
And someone yesterday said, well, it's mud season. I said, come on. Mud season has started. And on the news, they were talking about the syrup was running. The sap was running. I was like, oh, my God. And they said, don't worry, this happens. I was like, okay, all right.
So how was your break? What did you do?
It was great. Both of our kids are married, so you have to get used to the idea that you've got to share your kids at the holidays.
Yep.
So our oldest daughter and her husband were with us for Christmas, and then our younger daughter with our two grandsons and her husband were there for New Year's. And so it was terrific. It was terrific. And both our girls and their partners are very into board games, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And so we played some great board games, including Codename. Some of you may know Codename, but we played one called Chick-a-Pig. It's a I won't go into the details, but the first time we played it, we blew through it because everybody was on the offense. The second time we played it, we were beginning to understand defense. So this time we played it, it was like a marathon Monopoly game. We were like a good 3 hours.
That's amazing.
And I lost in the last moment to my daughter.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So sorry.
But it was a lot of fun. A lot of board games and family time.
Yeah.
And you?
We did not go. Our like original home is the Midwest. Both my husband and I grew up in the Midwest, and we decided to not go back this year because just traveling with an infant, and then who's going to watch the dogs and the sheep and the chickens? So we just they had come to visit. Yeah, everybody came to visit, except some of my the more extended family. We haven't seen them recently, but it was really nice because I mentioned before we got the tree, we got all decorated. And so just to have Christmas roll around, and we just, I don't know, we just did a lot of like hanging out around the house, did a lot of knitting, did some sewing. It was lovely.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. The only other thing that was memorable about our vacation is we did a breakdown, and we had to put jackets on our sheep. And we get people, well, how big's your flock? Oh, we're not really sure. Well, now we are 30. Got jackets on everybody and trimmed their hooves. And that actually takes time. It took us 3 solid hours. It just whooped.
Yeah.
And my sister Eileen helped out, but there was no cutting corners. It took a long time.
Yep.
And already 2 jackets are starting to slip off. I'm like, oh my God.
Did you have to put the golf balls
the golf ball ones. Sometimes we put the golf balls in to cinch up the fabric to make the jackets fit.
Because of course, as the season goes on, the sheep are growing their wool constantly.
Right.
So it's you need to start maybe a little big.
Yeah. But Jewel, who is our firstborn lamb, she just looks at me and goes, this doesn't fit. You know it doesn't fit. So I got to get a hold of her and switch it out.
I heard some other exciting news.
Oh, yeah.
Your break.
We have a dog. He's marvelous. His name is Jack, and he's 7.5 years old. And my husband, for about 6 months, has been saying, I think we need to get another dog. And I'm like, I don't need another dog. Jack doesn't need another dog. He wants another dog. He's retired. He helps out at the mill, but he wanted another dog. So, long story short, Kiki is now in our lives. She's absolutely beautiful. She's a 2-year-old. Oh gosh, I can't remember the breed, but shepherd-esque, although terrified of the sheep.
Yeah.
And very cute and sweet. And Jack and Kiki seem to be getting along well. But yeah, that's a big deal to bring in another dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever want to get a second dog?
No. In fact, I'm sort of thinking, I wonder if we should get a dog after our dog passes. Our dog is about the same age as their dog, and she has gotten the short end of the stick since May has come around. Yep.
Yeah.
Baby plus a dog. Plus, she's just been really anxious since COVID started, so we're still kind of grappling with some after effects. But I love her to death. She's a wonderful dog. I've had dogs my whole life, and they also make it very difficult to do things sometimes.
Right. It's hard to take a real break.
Although we've got the sheep and chickens, so it's just...
They're easier than dogs.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So it was a good break, and we're back in the mill, and I think we're both getting used to it's a little cold in here. Cranking up the heat because it's been on low to save some energy.
Yeah. You know, one other thing I do want to say in the podcast is that this time last year, we came back to a very different looking mill. And I just kind of want to tell a little story.
I get
open? Can we share that?
Yeah.
Well, you were here. So.
Yeah. Well, I got the phone call.
Okay.
So it was the 30th of December.
Mm-hmm.
And
2021.
2021, December 30th, about 5:00, the phone rings.
We had been open in this space for all of 8-9 months, or maybe 10 months at that point.
Right.
Yeah, we were
young.
New.
We were very new and still figuring things out. And it's the Hartford police. And basically, one of the windows, we have 2 big glass windows in the front, and one of them was shattered. And you're kind of like, what? Here we come down. And it turns out that 3 kids with BB guns kind of went crazy at 5:00 in the afternoon. Shot out our window with a BB gun. Fortunately, not only was no one hurt, none of the equipment was damaged, but it was that kind of glass that once it starts to shatter, it's like a windshield kind of glass. It all started to crumble, and it was a freezing cold. And these same kids in that same spree shot out the windows 19. Of 20 different businesses in Lebanon and Hartford. And it was hard not to take it personally. At first you thought, was it us? Until we learned it wasn't just us, but even so, they did apprehend the kids, within an hour and a half. But and at the time, the landlord was great, came down with some plywood boards, and we got some insulation up. But I don't know, 3.5, 4 months of a reminder.
Well, it was also the dead of winter too, right. And so not only did we not have, we are very spoiled in our space. We have a ton of natural light in here. But to have one of our giant beautiful windows
closed off,
it was a little sad. And now we have these 2 beautiful new windows.
Yep, we have beautiful new windows that are insulated.
Yep.
And but you're right. A year ago.
Yeah, so we came back, and it made, I don't know, it was like our first real break going away, and then to come back to that. And this time I feel like we both were very calm about leaving. And you know what? The mill was fine. Nothing happened. It was non-notable week.
Yeah, I came down once to check on to meet somebody who wanted to do a pickup, but we both truly took a break from that.
Yeah, I just came to check the thermostat and found out that I had not, in fact, set it to lower about 3 days in. So thankfully, we came in and saved a little bit on.
Yeah, when I came in, 58. That's chilly for me. That's really chilly. But anyway, it was a good break. But I'm really glad to be back because. Man, we got a lot going on.
2023 is going to be a really exciting year. And just thinking back on everything we've accomplished in the previous year, like going into 2022, we didn't have any employees really. I was quite pregnant at the time. Yeah. So we're in a really different spot, and we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, which we're going to tell you about today. Yeah.
I think it's hard to imagine topping 2022, but already we've got some stuff on dock that are good.
We both were able to come in at our early time today. I have my husband's home from work today, so he's watching my daughter. And I thought we would get in the mill and start working, but we've just been in the back talking ideas.
Catching up on emails, making sure everything's in place. We have been trying to do tours of the different pieces of mill equipment. And today we decided we had so much we wanted to talk about that we're not going to do one of our big pieces of equipment, but we thought we would share with you one of our pieces of equipment that broke. I'll say broke. So we have a 55-gallon barrel that is how we have our detergent. It's called Echo Scour 305. And it's a good detergent, and it's very good at breaking down the lanolin of raw wool.
Yeah, this is what we use on the raw wool coming in for custom processing.
Right, just the raw wool. Yep. And I want to say maybe a week before we were going to close the mill, I'm up there filling up one of our jugs and I'm literally pumping it, and all of a sudden on the white painted brick wall, there's a splat. And I'm looking at it going, what the heck was that? I mean, a thin little stream. And I was like, oh, there must be a leak here somewhere. And I look around, I don't see it. I kind of wipe it and forget it. And then Anastasia goes ahead and she says, I hear her going, I think we've got a problem here. And I come around and I'm thinking, oh, it's just that pinhole. She found the pinhole. Well, it's a little more than a pinhole. And then I touch it and it literally falls apart. So the housing unit on the top of the pump, which you'll see in this picture, it's very clear that that's plastic. And over time, and almost 2 years, that detergent had slowly worn down the plastic. Yeah. So Anastasia had a big do not use sign, and
we'll show you a picture.
I ordered a new one it has no plastic. It's all stainless steel. So
that's good.
But it was just
that
hilarious.
One served its purpose.
It definitely did.
Rest in peace, old pump.
And now I feel like, hand pump, no problem. But I never forget the first time we got the barrel. I was like, how are we going to get the detergent out?
Well, first of all, we're like, okay, step one, we got to clean the wool. So like we probably so we found the detergent, and then we're talking to a company a few states over to figure out how are we going to ship a 55
gallon. Yeah.
We're like, let's get we originally started, I think we ordered like a gallon or two of it from somebody like
just to say, okay, is this what we want to use?
Yeah, and then we're like, okay, we're going to commit to this, and committing meant like getting a barrel. So we didn't realize that there's a big truck coming through with a pallet and a barrel, and he drops it off. And
I thought, well, maybe it comes with a pump. And I said to the guy, how are we getting it out? And he looked at me like I was a complete moron, which I guess I was. And he says, you got to get a hand pump. So I actually went to Tractor Supply. I'll never forget that day. I go, I think I need a hand pump. And this guy just, idiot on my head. He goes, ma'am, we have hand pumps. And I'll tell you what, I'll put it together for you. I was like, oh boy. So now I know how hand pumps work, ordered a stainless steel one, put it together myself, installed it. We're good to go.
Things we learned.
Oh, yeah. So it's all good.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So we were busy in the mill right up until taking our break. So shall we share a little bit of what's going on in the mill?
Yeah, you want to start?
We're in the middle of a very big order, and this is just part of that big order. It's really yummy. It's yummy, and I know we are a bit of a broken record about 3-ply, but this is a 3-ply. It's Border Leicester cross, and as we've talked about before in the past, Border Leicester does not have a lot of crimp, so we had to add a little bit of what we call commercial comb top. It's called Falkland.
That's mostly the breed of wool that it is. Yeah,
right. And that makes all the difference in order to get it through the equipment. But you would not even tell looking at it. And it feels great.
It's so beautiful.
You'll notice we've got white ties on this. Some of our customers are very into hand dyeing. And this is a situation where there's a loose tie here and another loose tie so that when they get it, they can start dyeing right away without having to redo the knot. Yep. And this person brought in a lot of Border Leicester in varying shades. So there's 6 different order. So I don't have a lot of custom processing to show you, in part because this big order is in the middle of all the equipment. So that was fun.
And then we have some exciting fiber we're going to get to work with soon.
This is a woman who, she doesn't have any wool. She has a bunny. And she saved up, I think she has 2 maybe. She has an Angora bunny, and this is Angora bunny fiber that she has collected 3 years worth. And
there's like, how many bags are there about this size?
About a dozen.
So I think she does it like a couple times a year.
Right.
We'll go through, and what do you like pluck them, right?
I think you comb them. I think there's a comb that you can pull it out in.
I know. I've seen.
We have sheep. We don't have Angora.
Yeah, I've seen people at the fiber festivals stick the bunny on the
right, and they can start flying it right off the bat.
Yeah,
right. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So this is going to be fun. Again, as we talked about when we add to wool, we will add wool, and it will be more wool than Angora. This will probably be about 20% Angora bunny to wool.
And it's so Angora is so different than wool because we actually don't need to scour this. They don't have lanolin like sheep do. So, and it's just very clean stuff. It looks like a cotton ball, like a really silky cotton ball.
But wicked soft.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we told her we will process this, but yeah, what are we doing? 30% Angora to
it's no more than 30.
Or 70%
wool. Right.
So we source some wool and we're going to put it with there and we'll see what it looks like. I'm excited.
We have worked with Angora once before, I think, and this will be fun to do. I have to say, we have gotten the phone calls of people who have cats and dogs.
Uh-huh.
We, at this point in time, we
Yeah.
don't spin cat or dog fur.
Yeah, it's just we got to draw the lines.
Right,
somewhere.
and this Angora rabbits are raised for their fiber and for yarn, so that's our justification. We're going to stick with it anyway. But then we also did a lot of stuff for the mill. You want to?
Yeah, I can start.
Do your brand new one.
The brand new one that still doesn't have a name is this one.
Yeah.
This one was, I was trying to do greens, and then I just got really excited about the fluorescent orange dye. So I threw that in there.
It's terrific.
It's unlike what we have so far. So I'm excited to.
Yeah. We need a name.
We need a name. Who's got suggestions? You had a good one. In the roving, it looked a lot like a sunset over the Green Mountains.
Right.
I think that is nice. I kind of think it looks like deep in the forest. This cannot be the name, but it really looks like moss with like a little slime mold growing on it.
Well, but you know those mushrooms that have the electric lids on them? There's some mushrooms that have this super bright, almost more red, but
yeah, totally. So
mushrooms and ferns.
Send us your ideas. There's that.
It needs to be a little Vermonty, not crazy Vermonty, but
and speaking of Vermonty, we have
perfect
stick season,
which is what we're living in.
Once the snow goes away and it's just sticks against the sky, this is what we've got. So this is the second time we've done this one, and we have a pattern that will come out later this year that sort of showcases stick season. But there's that one, and then an oldie but a goodie. Yeah, this is late October. This one is a little bit more burgundy, I think. Than
it's weird because it's the exact same formula.
Yeah. But that's why, we can never do the same yarn exactly twice. So
we've gotten close.
Yeah.
Speaking of favorites, this is, I don't know how many times we've now made. This is Vermont Vice. When I first saw it, I couldn't help but think of Miami Vice, but of course we don't live in Miami, so it is Vermont Vice. Yep. And that does well. And then we came back to do our blue again, and it's a little bit lighter. So this is local sourced wool.
It's Monte Dale and Chevy.
And this is we dye it. So we scour the wool, we dye it, and then it goes through the mill. So it's all nice and uniform. There's no pooling. And I was trying to get as dark as the time before.
Yeah, it's a little bit lighter.
It's a little bit lighter, but I still love it, and it goes well with so many of the Making Tracks colorways. Yeah. So
we'll have these online on our shop, and
that's what was going on in the mill before we took a break.
Yeah, that we can hardly remember, but here it is, all the yarn. Yeah. What are you knitting?
So I need to block this. I had this couple of podcasts before where I had done it, but I didn't like the collar, and so I tore it out and I redid it and made it more of a what would you call that, a cowl neck. And I've tried it on. I'm not wearing it now because I still need to block it. But I'm so much more happy with the way the neck came out. Yeah. Here's my question though. I'm maybe it's like you and buttonholes. I hate blocking.
Yeah, I hate it too.
I just so I have a friend Kay, and the way she blocks, I think I'm allergic to that Angora, buddy.
Yeah, I'm like getting a little sniffly.
Swell.
It's gonna be a fun
we'll get through the rest of this. My friend Kay, regardless of the size, she steams it. She doesn't iron it. She just steams. And I'm really tempted, rather than pinning this whole thing out, of just steaming it, because I really need to. This seam is what really needs some, and I want to do the neck a little bit. So I'll wear it once I've either steamed it or blocked it. But that's my debate.
Or we'd love to hear from you all.
I was going to say, are there people who are in the steaming category or block all the way?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't block when I first got into knitting, because it was one of those this is just the last step. Who needs this? It makes such a big difference. Though. So I actually, for next time, I'll bring it, but I was just blocking my stocking last night, and I have to say, it looks like it's a little lumpy. My tension wasn't quite right, especially to the toe leading into the sock. That was looking a little ugly to me. And then also the top of the stocking, there's all this color work, and I'm not very good at stranded, and it has some long floats in the back. Right. So I blocked it last night, and I think it's going to look so much better because I was just able to stretch the things out that needed to.
So hopefully at the next Millcast, you'll have it all set. Excellent.
Giving myself a deadline.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to know, do other people just steam rather than block? I know blocking is the majority.
Yeah, and it takes forever to dry too.
If you block it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I finished that. I didn't get a whole lot of knitting in because, when the kids are there, I'd rather go visit with them. However, Todd, at some point in the holiday, early on, he said, "Are you ever going to knit something for me again?"
I think Chloe's feeling the same way.
Like maybe 8 years ago, I hand spun it and I knitted a vest that I love on him.
Yeah.
But that's it, a vest. I wasn't even willing to do the sleeves. It's just a vest. So I've decided I'm knitting him a sweater. I've only just gotten underway. Of course, I have it in my bag. And I know we've all heard of Stephen West. Stephen West has a pattern called...
If you haven't, look him up on Ravelry. And
Dustland Sweater. We'll probably be able to get you a better picture than this, but it's a neck down, and it's got Gansey-esque type.
Okay, so this is
cables.
way less crazy than some of his like.
Oh yeah, no, this is no.
I cannot picture Todd wearing
some
of the stuff.
His shawls that are like.
Yeah, Vicky does a really good job with those Stephen West ones.
She's totally nailed them.
Yeah.
So this is just you start from the neck down, and it's short rows to get the shoulder, and we've talked about short rows. So I've done. Them.
Oh, it's looking great.
So I'm neck down, and this will be the back side with the short rows.
Is this your Corriedale?
This is, give that a squeeze. It feels
nice.
Good. Here's what's interesting, though, because you started talking about the German short rows on your Christmas stocking, right?
Right. And again, I cannot confirm if they're German or not. I don't know enough to tell you.
So
short rows.
In Stephen's pattern, he goes out of his way. First of all, he says, they're just turn and go. And I'm like, we're going to have a hole. And then he has a YouTube a link that he wants you to go to. I go to the YouTube link and he goes, "This is how I do short rows. I don't do yarn and back." He's like, "This is all I do." And then there's these gaping holes. And he goes, "And then when you come back, this is how you pick it up. And there are no holes. This is how you do it." I was like, okay. And you know what? There are no holes. It couldn't have been any easier. So I got a long way to go, but I've started and I feel good about that.
No, it looks great.
Yeah. So I have to name drop because it's,
and this is a different color that you're starting in.
Yeah, this is the gray. This is
so it's a 2-color sweater, or this is all one?
This is all one.
Oh, for some reason this was looking brown or
this is
okay.
It's not what I did my sweater out of. It's a gray version.
Cool.
Yeah. I have to name drop because it's just so strange. We moved here 10 and a half years ago from Wilmette, Illinois, and my kids went to high school at the Neutra High School District. And one of their classmates was Stephen West. And he was into theater, and our girls were into theater, so we saw Stephen all the time.
And now he's a big time pattern designer.
He's a big time
one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I may shoot him an email and say, "Stephen, I hope you're well, and I'm doing your Dustland sweater."
Yeah, you should. I bet you he'd be fascinated to know you started a mill.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Yeah, so that's what I've been knitting, and this will take a while. Yeah. But that's okay.
Yeah. Report back.
Yeah.
I knit a little something. Well, I did the stocking, so I'll come back to that next time.
It's
wet and blocking. I couldn't take it off the mats. But I made a balaclava for Maeve.
Man, that is so cute.
It is so cute. I'll put up a picture of her wearing it.
It
really does not do it justice. Yeah. But this only took me 2.5 days to knit. It's made with a fisherman's rib, which I've never done before.
That's what this was supposed to be, the fisherman's rib, and it was too chunky.
Yeah, I love it. It's
yes.
This was also meant for worsted weight yarn, and I knit it with my DK weight on the worsted needle, so it's a little looser, which I actually really like. So it's a warm size 7.
That's a warm stitch.
And it looks so cute on her. She looks like a little medieval knight.
You could wrap her, in a piece of cotton, and it'd be adorable. But let me feel.
The only changes I did, so this is a petite knit pattern. I'll link it. It's a mini November balaclava, I think. The only thing I did is I did decrease the needle size a bit on the face hole because I saw some pictures on Ravelry where it was like a little loose, and she had just one needle the whole way, which I thought was kind of strange because you do switch to regular rib around the neck. Yeah. But it was such an easy, fast pattern. I knit it out of my sheep's wool that I spun here, and then it has just a little bit of natural dye to it, which I didn't love. This was just sort of like to use up the stash. It's got a little bit of pink from some madder exhaust bath, but
it's cute.
It's so nice when you've been knitting things that take a while to just switch to something you can do in
quick
2
and
days.
easy. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I decided to knit something for Todd, because I've been doing these, small things. And time to bite the bullet. Yeah. That's adorable. And, that's going to fit her for a while.
Yeah, it's a 1 to 2 year size. And now I have Cody lining up. He wants also
he wants one.
And I kind of want one, but you know who has one of these?
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Oh.
She knit this exact same one. And so I kind of feel like two
When you
of us
said that,
in the mill.
I said, I've seen this somewhere. So yeah, hers is black, right?
Hers is like gray. I think hers is
yeah?
exactly how the petite knit pattern says to make it, which is like with some mohair in it too. So I kind of want one, but I don't know if I can come to the mill with the exact same balaclava as Anastasia.
Okay, you don't wear it at the mill, or
it becomes like, this is the Junction Fiber mill. Look.
Oh, well, then you got to knit me one. You got to knit it. I'm add this because I'll be doing this for a while.
Yeah. And then I'm wearing a sweater that I made that I just wanted to show. It is extremely full of, what do you call these?
Pills?
Pills. I can't get them off. This is the first sweater I made.
Really?
2016. I've never knit something out of this fine of yarn since. I think it's like fingering weight or sport weight or something. But
it's very cute.
It's okay. Like I wore it because I'm running low on the stack of sweaters I can wear on the podcast. But it's comfy. I just wish it wouldn't pill so much. And I'm trying to understand why it pilled. It was like a silk. I think it's silk merino blend is the white, and then the stripes are like a single ply wool of some sort.
Yeah, and most of the pill is blue, so it's Maybe you say it's the blue that's causing you trouble?
I think so. And so it's very subtle, but it's a lighter blue, and then it switched to a darker blue. This is a pearl Soho pattern. Very easy first knit, other than it being like a very fine yarn. But thought I'd wear it.
Boy, there are all different kinds of de-pilling gadgets.
I know. I was trying back there to get them off in time, but they just, I don't know. Maybe I need something more. Send us your recommendations.
Yeah, for serious pilling, how to get rid of it. Because there's something that runs on a battery that kind of just cuts them away.
Yeah, that's what I need. Something more serious than this. And I don't actually own one. We have one at the mill that our friend Molly Drummond donated to us.
Right, that's the hand pull.
Yeah.
I think
that's
I may...
That's a gleaner, I think it's
called.
Right,
and it comes with attachments, but it can only go so far.
Yeah, so that's what that is. All right, we've done enough chit-chatting.
Yeah, we had... Okay, we started the Millcast by saying we are, 2023. We both walked in and go, man, we got a lot on our plate. It's exciting.
Yes.
So start with retail.
So we're making some changes to the way we're doing our retail.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Do we need to go into why? It's basically we did have retail from 1 to 4, Tuesday to Friday.
Right.
And we kind of said, these are the times we'll be here, come by.
Right.
And, we're a really small team running the equipment.
Right. And it's challenging when all the equipment's going. We're all wearing headphones.
Yep. And
it's a little challenging to just have somebody come to the door who, do they want a tour and look at it's, hard to gauge what they want. And do you really want to stop the equipment? You want to do the right thing. But
yeah. So since September, we've just sort of been seeing how this was going to go. And to be honest, we just haven't had that much foot traffic in here. And then every time an appointment comes up or something where we can't be here, we have to put out a blast to social media.
To say we're not open.
Right. Yeah. So we're kind of switching to a appointment or by chance retail hours. So that what that means is we're putting out there, these are the hours. We won't let you come in on Monday because that's when we film this Millcast and
and we're catching up on paperwork.
But, Tuesday to Friday, 8 to 4 is when our
we're
sort of
staffed.
Core hours are here where we have more than one person. So you're welcome to try us those days, Tuesday to Friday from 8 to 4. We generally will be here. Yeah. But if you are coming from out of town, or
you've got a friend and you want to do something special,
you want to make sure you can get here. Send us an email.
So send us an email.
A couple days in advance at least. We'll put you on our calendar. And then if we get a big snow day, we'll make sure to reach out to you to let you know that we can't make it. We're doing
we're going to give that a try. See how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. And then we also are committing to doing monthly open houses.
Yeah, the open houses have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we found Friday was a little bit more well attended than Saturday last time. You all didn't know it, but we were sort of doing a little A/B test to see what we should do. And so we're going to do Friday night once a month from 3 to 5 at the mill. Right.
Which is a lot of fun. We absolutely committed to doing the tours, answering any questions, making sure people understand what all the equipment does. And then
it will be quiet in here so we can actually talk.
Yeah. So if you're interested in coming to the mill, we've hopefully created lots of opportunities.
Yeah. And like the open houses, like we move everything out into the mill. Yeah. Let it be known that the retail hours happens in what we're calling our warehouse retail space.
Yeah, warehouse retail space, the WRS.
It is basically a dark warehouse, but it has, no natural light back there.
There's no windows there, but we have a nice space with all of our our yarns there. They're good.
Yeah.
And we have to have it in the back because at the end of the day, in the mill, we kick up a lot of dirt and we don't want it to then settle on the yarn.
It's just loud for people to browse. So that's in the back. You can enter through the side door. We'll have all that info on our site. But hopefully let us know your feedback if that works for you, if it doesn't work for you.
But we'd love to see you.
Yeah. And then we've got a whole lot of other events.
Gosh. We really do.
Woo.
Yeah. Starting on January 22nd, if you are in the Boston area, come find us at the Wayland, in Wayland, Massachusetts, the Russell Garden Center. For years now, they've been doing 2 different fiber events. The first one is on the 22nd of January, and we'll be indoors in one of the greenhouses, and it's a lot of fun. So if you're in the Boston area, come do that. And
also
then
for the Boston
area. Is we got to beat on Boston.
Actually, we should mention the date for the open house in January. I forgot to mention.
That is
January 13th, and then also February 24th.
These are open houses
and
at
March
the mill.
24th.
Right.
So we'll put
and again, those
too.
will be on the website. Right.
Yeah. So the first thing we've got is open house. Then it's Wayland.
Then it's Wayland. Right. And then we're back to Boston. If you haven't visited the Boston Public Market, it's very cool. And coming back, it's been a couple of years since the New England Fiber Festival. New England Fiber Festival. I think that's what it's called. Wing and a Prayer and Taproot the magazine are sponsoring it. And we will be there. And that is on
February 5th.
February 5th. It's one day only. It's a Sunday. And it should be a lot of fun. And right in downtown Boston. A lot of fun.
And then
which tees us up for the insanity.
Yes, we are going to New York City for the Vogue Knitting Live.
Right there in Times Square at the Marriott Marquis Hotel. We've talked about it in an earlier podcast. There's definitely going to be stories to tell coming out of that one.
We'll try to remember to take some video and take you along for the ride. But if you can come, absolutely
please.
Come,
if you're in the New York area, please, because we have no idea what to expect.
We don't know how many friends of ours are going to be there. We're just going to be small fish in a big pond.
Right.
And anyways, that's February 10th through the 12th.
Right.
In Times Square. And then we've got Wayland again.
Then Wayland one more time at the Russell Garden Center, March 5th. Again, a one day only, and that's good. And then we'll be able to catch our breath.
Yeah, and then in the summer, we've got a few retreats. We'll talk more about those in depth, but we have only got 2 spots left for our October retreat.
Right.
And then for July, we've got a few more spots open.
Right.
So
and boy, if you live far away, everybody thinks of Vermont as the leaf peeping state. But I'll tell you, summertime in Vermont is gorgeous because the sun sets late. And again, it'll take a look on the website, all the different activities. But wouldn't you like to hold a lamb all by yourself? Just hold a lamb and then visit the mill and have some great food with us?
Yeah, they'll be tinier in July.
Yeah. It'll be good.
And then probably our biggest
This is big news. We held it for the last.
Yeah.
It's big to us.
I've been telling people I've seen around the holidays, like, oh, how's the mill? This is like what I tell them. This is my
and you get a good reaction.
I think they just know it means we're growing and it's a good thing. Yeah. But I think the biggest we teased it enough.
A tease. Go ahead. What are we doing?
We are getting a new spinner and another spinner.
Not to replace, but in addition to our fabulous workhorse, which is over my shoulder. That's an 8 spindle. Well, what we're getting is a 12 spindle. And
brand
new, being manufactured in Italy,
which is why I think everyone gets excited because when I say we're getting a spinner, and they're like, yeah, that's cool, good for the mill. Like we're probably going to have to go to Italy to figure out.
We got to learn how to run it. So Italy is in our future.
Yeah. So Peg and I are going to go take on the Italians.
Do you speak any Italian?
No, but it's funny. I joke with Cody. I always claim I could probably do fine in Italy because I speak enough French and Spanish to like the words are similar enough, but no, absolutely not. I might have to do my Duolingo, switch it to Italian.
Yeah, I think I'll just go with Google Translate.
It's pretty close to France, the part of Italy we're going to be in. I don't know. Not that
the company is Ramella. It's the same company that made our Carter. And we are extremely excited. It's going to take at least 10 months for it to get manufactured and shipped.
Yeah, and so then we're going to have to navigate how to get it from Italy to the mill, and
it'll get shipped into Boston, and from Boston, how do we get it up to White River Junction? And then, where are we going to put it? But these are all great problems to have. And you know what? This was not a hard decision.
No, we kind of went with our gut on this.
Yeah, just based on how well things are going, we're like, well, why wouldn't we? So,
and this new spinner is truly a beauty. We saw one of these in action the other week, and so that kind of helped make our decision easier. But it's just going to allow
This
us.
is the hilarious line that I heard. We're looking at the machine, and as we're leaving, because it was, and as we're leaving, Amanda goes, "That was so sexy." I'm like, wow. Okay, sure. Yeah,
was it not?
I wouldn't have gone there, but it's fabulous.
It's a sexy piece of machinery, you guys.
Okay, it's very sexy.
I will sell you on it. It is so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And it makes gorgeous yarn.
Its capacity is, it's going to be fantastic. And that sounds so geeky to get excited about a piece of machinery.
But we're mill owners now.
But we're mill owners now, and that's what you do. And only a part of me is just excited to go to Italy. I've been to Italy. It's been a long time. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's
so
good.
That's what we've got in store. And
that's our big news.
We're excited to take you on for the ride. So we went a little over our time this week.
We did. Yeah.
We're obviously brimming with energy.
Lots going on. We hope you have a great 2023 and stay with us and see our 2023 unfold.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.